This week I learned something interesting. Our car had been progressively getting louder, and come to find out both front wheel bearings needed to be replaced. And in doing so, it made the car a lot quieter. But we recognized that it had gotten louder, but we didn't realize quite how much louder it had gotten. It was to the point that it kind of had the background drone of like being in an airline, being in a jet. It was a constant noise. And that got me thinking a lot about when you experience something every day and it slowly gets worse or changes or creates noise, you don't really notice it until it's really bad. And that's how it worked with the car. We bought the car, it was quiet, we drive it every day, and so you don't really recognize this small creeping up of noise. And as I look at my life, I'm trying to recognize areas that are increasingly noisy and try to correct those before they get worse. And it's a hard thing to do because it's so incremental and so slow, but that's one of the reasons why I think it's important to do things like journaling, do things like videos, where we document things so that when we look back on them, we have 100% recall because it's documented. Whereas if you don't document anything of your life, whether it be through journaling or through pictures or through video, it's harder to notice change because our minds are not great at remembering, they're great at problem solving. And it was just a very kind of epiphany moment after I got the car repaired, got in the car again, and drove, and just how quiet the car could be. This car is a 2001, so I mean, it's an older car, it's 15 years old, but it still has the capacity for being quiet. And looking at myself and my habits, I know there are things that create noise in my life that may be long entrenched, but it doesn't mean it can't change and that I can't get rid of that noise, whether it be mental noise or just schedule noise or any type of noise that is distracting and that is not allowing me to focus on the things that I want to accomplish. So that's kind of my thought for this morning. Quick car repair into a philosophical discussion of decluttering your mind, schedule, etc. That's what I get for being an INFJ. So there are a few changes that I'm making as of today. I'm reducing carbohydrates, all in an effort to get more healthy, to kind of take out the noise of junk food and stuff like that into my system so that I can start getting healthier. So I'm reducing carbs, pretty much swearing off sugar, except for like fruits and stuff like that, but processed sugar like candy and cookies and those types of things, because I really do want to get healthier, which also means exercising. And I have the 7-Minute Workout app, and if anything else, I can do that. I can carve out 7 minutes to do a quick exercise thing. This is really pretty. So another thing that's been happening is I haven't been editing the video that I have been shooting. I have shot so much video from February until now that it's kind of ridiculous. I watched one of Casey Neistat's vlogs where he talked about how the last 20% is 80% of the work. So the first 80% is pretty easy, but it's the last 20% that takes most of the effort to complete something. And I'm finding that very true with doing video stuff. I do 80% of it and then leave the last 20% for whatever reasons, not making it a priority, not sitting down and doing it, whatever. And so one of my goals is to make a video, so shoot the video, and then edit the video the same day. But doing so with my schedule being of working full-time, having an hour commute both ways where I have to be driving so I can't actually work on anything during it except listen to like podcasts and audiobooks and stuff. It means that I need to make these simpler to edit, which probably will require me editing them on my phone so that I can do it in between other things that I have to do with family and stuff like that. So I'm going to try to make these in a way that will be easier to edit, but that doesn't mean I won't be doing higher production stuff. It just means that when I have time, I will be able to do slightly higher production vlogs, but for the daily stuff, I need to make it simpler to edit, because I don't have 2 to 3 or 4 hours to edit a video. I have maybe an hour maximum. And I can totally do it. I've done it before, and I just haven't been taking the time to do it and not setting up specific times to do that. So that's what I'm doing today. That is how I am going to approach today.
Look at that sky, man. I have a little bit of a rain cloud and the sunrise happening at the same time, and it's gorgeous.
Happy Friday, friends. I am just getting off work. Just had a carrot as a snack. And now get to head home, I think. Although I might text my wife and see if I should check mail today or if we should do it tomorrow. So I'll do that. But today was a pretty good day. A lot of my things canceled, which has been kind of a theme for this week, it seems. A lot of the... Yeah. Just the first week, it just seemed a lot of things were canceling off my schedule. Whoa, they parked really close to my car. Guess I won't walk around my car that way, but it doesn't look like they actually made contact, which is good. Alright. Going to see if I should check mail or not, and then go from there. I have been enjoying the classes that I'm interpreting this semester. I have some pretty fun design type classes, which I really enjoy doing, because design is kind of just like problem solving, but with art and structure and stuff. It's really cool. Should I check mail? It is 88 degrees. I'm turning up the AC.
This is 99%. I'm Roman Mars.
Picking up some cat litter. Alright, so I am now home. It is 9:42, just getting the girls down to sleep, and then did the dishes. Now we're going to watch an episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender and get ready for bed, because it's the weekend and it's Friday, and I'm super, super glad that it is the weekend, because now we'll be able to spend some time going through finishing unpacking and just cleaning and getting a plan set for the coming week, which will be really great. So I hope you have a good night. See you tomorrow.